Long ago, the gods held their chains over everything they surveyed. Even emissaries from realms beyond were used as mere serving girls and handmaidens before their boundless hunger for order. But one among them turned their hunger against them, falling upon the children of the sun and swearing eternal enmity against the gods. Zephyra, the cannibal god, began her great and terrible campaign to restore the world to its natural state, so that the world belonged to the strong, as is primal right. Yet the gods, in their cruelty, locked her away from our world. She visits only in spirit, only in dreams, for her true body remains in a far-off demi-plane. But we, her devoted, her loyal flock, can give her entrance into our world, so that she may do her blessed work. All we need is devotion and a body. She nearly graced our world with her presence. The drow had completed their ritual, prepared the entryway for her. But beneath layers and layers of conspiracy, they were found out. They were interrupted, and Our Lady sent back to sleep. Those who are responsible are still out there, and doubtless they will come again. Valthiv, the lizard folk cleric.
Valthiv!
Lean, the halfling bard.
You know, I've been writing up another song. I think it's pretty good.
Kalael, the wood elf rogue.
Just follow me, okay? Nobody's getting left behind.
And Minerva, the human warlock.
If it means our destruction, I'll do whatever you ask of me.
We will find them. We will show them the folly of resistance. And this time, there will be no foolish interruptions. This time, the world will bend to the mighty strength of Zephyra. This time, a cannibal god rises! What happened? The misfits swiftly pursued the assassin at the theater, assisted, for lack of a better word, by the harvester mage. And when they caught up to him, taking off his hood, they found it was the same thief they had interrogated earlier that was watching them from the rooftops, only now with half of his face caved in. Finding him unable to do much except repeat some basic phrases, they decided to let him go, dropping him 40 feet down the stairs to his second death, before making a swift retreat from the theater. The following morning, they ran into some street urchins, who turned out to be the now twice-deceased thief's younger sisters. Scared for their lives and what the Thieves' Guild would do to their brother if they managed to get his body again, eventually the girls were persuaded to reveal a few names they knew who might have a connection to their brother in the Thieves' Guild, or to your cult, my lady. And so the misfits went about investigating as best they could, meeting up with Julia, the butcher, Wolf, a weaver, who, despite his name, seemed to have nothing but animosity for the werewolves outside Whitevane, Anton and Alphonse, the carpenters, who let them know that there could be some possible connections in Yannick, the general store owner, and Gesene, a priest supposedly connected with the Thieves' Guild, and Woldemar, the god who they ran afoul of during their last trip to the Forum, who revealed that the Thieves' Guild had taken some documents from the Hall of Records that indicated they might be after his child. Following up on the lead on the general store owner, he instructed them to look into Franz the tailor, for, he suspected, Franz had some outside patronage that was ensuring his continued operation in the city of Whitevane despite a lack of business success otherwise. After obtaining one of the letters from this patron, they handed it off to Yannick, who, after some questions as to what exactly they were looking into, pointed them back to where they started, the theater, with Luna Rosenhain, the manager and operator, as their next lead. That is, of course, if they weren't going to follow up with the werewolves, or Gessene. I should mention, by the way, my lady, that they did all of this while carrying around the carcass of a lynx. One would think they would either go to preserve it or go to eat it, but they did neither. That's going to stink in the morning. And where are they now? We shall have to find out, my lady. On tonight's episode of Rolling with Remix, the Cannibal Conspiracy returns.
Welcome back to the Cannibal Conspiracy Returns, in which Zeffy really needs to get a better grasp on what's happening. Like, get some TiVo, maybe a DVR, so she doesn't have to keep asking the announcer guy. I'm your host, Alex, and with me, as always, we've got my lovely cast of players. We've got Scott.
Go, 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 go. Gotta go fast.
We've got Queen.
I think you'll find we actually ate the lynx. It was a very shit lynx, but we ate it.
It was a very shit lynx. I remember now that you ate the lynx, but you carried it around for an inordinate amount of time. I needed to point that out. And we've got Dawn.
Green lizards can't jump.
Green lizards can't jump. Most unfortunate.
And the winner is...
So, when last we left our heroes, they had retired back to the Lively Moon Tavern, getting some rest after doing a day full of investigation. It is now the next morning, and everyone settles in for some breakfast.
I don't want breakfast.
What's wrong? Are you not hungry?
I don't know, I just had a bad dream. It's got a bit of a sour taste in my mouth.
I'm sorry about that, Minerva.
It's okay. I'll just get a drink, it's alright.
Yeah, definitely get something. Gonna need some energy.
Suppose that wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, says Maxwell, settling down. Probably gonna be another legwork day, so helps to have at least something in the tummy.
Mm-hmm. Which, speaking of, what are we going to do?
Well, we have a few options. Should we talk to Baratha, or... What do you guys think?
I'm not too sure. I kinda want to make sure the Kristoff is okay.
We can take a look at him first.
Yeah.
No sense
Might
in...
as well.
No harm in taking a detour.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Anyway, do you want to talk about that dream you've had, or...
I don't really remember much about it. I just remember it being all dark and that was about it.
Seems rather scary.
But it's okay, as long as it's just a dream.
You're right.
Yeah.
I could go for some tea right now.
What is... I was about to ask what tea is, but then I remember I already have it, never mind.
Oh.
I will instead ask, I know I've already had tea, but I don't really understand it. What goes into it?
Well, tea is made with a lot of different things. This one is kind of just made with a bunch of spices and berries, and it's really nice.
To my understanding, it's leaf juice.
I guess you could call it that, yeah.
Oh, I'm just more used to drinking milk and... Anyway, tea's nice.
Yeah, a little sweet for my taste, but it can be good.
I'll just stick to milk. You're right, it is a bit sweet.
Right. Well,
slurping the drinks down.
I suppose once we finish up here, then we'll head over to Kristoff. That should be easy enough.
Heck yeah, that's the spirit.
I'm sorry, if you guys don't want to, it's fine. It's just... I'm just worried.
Why so?
I mean, he was very nice to us, and...
I mean, he did take a pretty big tumble.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna get better, isn't he?
I'm
Well,
sure he will.
Let's go visit him and find out.
Okay.
All right. You head out of the tavern over towards the official district of the city where Kristoff's house is. You knock on the door and hear him say, "Come in!" And I'm assuming, obviously, you're going to come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much just, hello!
Yeah, Khalil gives Minerva a look before they hit him. Khalil gives Minerva a little smile as if to say, "See, he's all better."
You step inside, and there are a couple of people in various official-looking robes with spectacles and a lot of paperwork they're handing over to Kristoff, who is leaning back in bed, sitting up a little bit to sign the paperwork, muttering, "And one more signature, Kristoff Verlander. There we go, that should take care of you." And Kristoff looks over to the rest of you. "Hello there. I am to understand that you helped after the unfortunate incident at the theater, and you're the reason I'm still here."
Of course. But how are you faring?
"Well, I can say that I have been better, but I expect I will make a full recovery relatively quickly."
That's good to hear, Kristoff. It's very good to hear.
You seem to be keeping busy in your recovery.
All these vultures all around me. The people who are standing by holding paperwork do not seem bothered at all. They see one accident happen and they think I'm going to die, so they want to get all the official business approved before something happens and they kick the bucket.
I mean, you were very close.
I was, wasn't I?
I'm sorry.
Why should you be? You weren't the one who fired the crossbow.
But I saw him coming. I didn't scream in time.
What happened, happened, Minerva. That's all we can do about that.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Believe me, no one is more glad than I.
Agreed. I don't know what Whitebane would be doing without its man.
Nothing good, I assure you. Too many people would go for a power grab if something were to happen to me.
Yeah, sounds like that would be a very bad struggle.
Indeed. You think Santiago causes problems holed up in the keep? Imagine what he'd do if he was in the mayor's office.
Speaking of though, we've been finding out some things.
Oh, then by all means, I'm all ears.
Well, it turns out the person who attacked you had been, I think, resurrected in a very dark way. His skin was rotten.
His face was also rather bashed in, I believe.
Yeah, dude definitely wasn't alive.
Well, you try to scare the thieves away with the death penalty, and they find a way around death. He curses in... Actually, hold on, let me check what languages Kristoff knows, because he knows a couple.
Yay, multiple languages.
He curses in Draconic.
Looks in multiple language. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I believe Valthiv knows Draconic, I believe, because Valthiv's a lizard folk.
I just laugh. Where did you learn that word?
I am much more well-traveled than my current occupation would lead you to believe. In my youth, I have had quite a large number of exploits and picked up quite a good deal of knowledge.
Ooh, well, that'll do it.
Is there anything else we want to bring up?
Well, I mean, the Smarty Bob, I guess. I think he was linked to it.
Smiley Bob, the local... It's a local boogeyman. One can't help but hear talk about him. I am vaguely aware of his existence. I assumed he was just a rumor spread by the Thieves Guild sending out a few of their most effective agents, but if it is indeed just one man, that is very troubling.
Well, we've encountered him twice now.
You're lucky to
Let
have
me assure you,
survived.
he is very real.
Very strong, too.
Then you are very lucky to have survived. If the rumors are to be believed, most weapons of man cannot do a thing to him. It would take something far stronger to slow him down at the very least. And unfortunately, all of our siege equipment was also taken by the Thieves Guild recently.
Jeez, where could they possibly be hiding? Where they could, take all of this equipment and just disappear.
That is quite the mystery, isn't it? I mean, there are very few places in town that would be capable of hiding multiple ballista.
Such as?
I'm trying to rack my brain to think, but then there's the issue of getting it through any of the doors, and to my knowledge, there is no real way to do that in town.
Well, they could always just hide it up.
I'm sorry, could you speak up? My hearing is not 100% back yet.
Oh, sorry. They could always just hide it on their person. I mean, things like this, it's easy to hide things.
Minerva, do you know what a ballista is?
No.
Think of it as a giant crossbow. Twice as large as Valthiv.
Oh,
That's a big crossbow.
well, Smiley Bob is a big guy.
He is indeed. Again, however, a ballista would not fit through any of the civilian doors. Any military buildings, they'd have to bring it back in from where they stole it.
I wouldn't know them unless they did something magical, like going invisible or something.
If they're resurrecting the dead, I cannot rule out that possibility.
Do you want us to find out for you?
As I said when we first met, if you could find the time to investigate this Thieves Guild in the middle of your investigating, looks over at the people at his bedside, looks back, your other problems, then I would be most grateful.
We'll do what we can for stuff.
Much obliged.
We'll find them.
Was there anything else you wanted to share?
I don't know, guys, is there?
I don't remember.
I'm but a dumb
golly
lad.
gosh, it feels like it's been 2 weeks since we last...
Oh, golly gosh!
I think, Well, I think the Thieves Guild might be looking for more people to take and make their evil undead slaves or whatever.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There was, a god, I can't remember his name, but he said something about he thought his son was being tracked down.
I heard talk of that, but when I asked Voldemar, he would not tell me directly. What makes him so suspicious?
Fact that, there was information that was taken from
A place I genuinely can't remember the name.
The Hall of Records.
Yeah.
You relay this information to Kristoff, who nods, then stops, looks deep in thought. That's odd. Well, based on what folder they took, they would not be able to find his son. His last name is Voling, V-O. The folder they took has names starting with V-A through V-I. You might as well think they'd be looking for me.
Oh.
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 My last name is Verlander, by the way.
Verlander. I mean, if they were trying to kill you with the Fates, that would make sense.
Yes, but if they were, I'm a very public figure. You would not have to steal a family tree to do that.
Yes, but to be safe, like, do you have any secure area you could, heal and recover in?
You're standing it.
Here. This is it.
Yes.
Okay.
You can rest assured I have plenty of guards around, just in case the Thieves Guild try anything as brazen as the theater.
Well, that's good at least.
Well, I hope you're right.
As do I. Thank you very much for this information.
Of course.
Now, if that is all, the gentleman at my bedside looks rather impatient to get me to sign even more documents, so...
Yeah, well, he can wait.
Just for flavor text, how much paper is there?
There's at least 10 sheets.
Oh, okay.
I eat the paper.
Both of you just lean over, stare the bureaucrat directly in the eyes, chomp down on the sheets of paper in his hands, and start chewing. Oh no! Because you are a pirate and have the background feature of getting away with minor crimes, all he can do is just stare gobsmacked.
Well,
Damn it, I was halfway through a gulp of water.
that's one way to be resourceful, I guess.
There, now you don't have to worry about the paper.
Just leave.
Alright, well, recover well, Mayor.
Thank you very much. And you... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
And you head out of the mayor's house.
Actually, just before we leave, Minerva turns, and she looks like she's about to say something. And then she stops herself, and then what she does instead is she casts Prestidigitation. And she makes these, little sparks, these little yellow sparks that kind of form a circle. And, it slowly forms, but it just forms, this little smiley face that she, shows to Kristoff.
Aww.
It doesn't slowly do anything, it's an instantaneous effect, it just a smiley face appears out of nowhere.
Well, there you go!
Kristoff smiles back.
Get well soon.
Of course. And you head out. Maxwell looks over. So, good to know that the guy's son isn't being targeted.
We'd have one more problem on our hands if that were the case. So...
Well, someone's being targeted. And that's still bad.
Should we focus on that, or should we go deal with the wolves?
It's one or the other. I feel like we already kind of had one. We already had a little bit on our plate as it was. We may as well put up. We may as well take care of it while we can.
Yeah. Well, it seems like the Thieves Guild shows up wherever the Thieves Guild shows up. Something tells me if we just go on our way and start figuring other things out, they'll show up again.
That's a fair assumption to make, I suppose.
At the same time, perhaps helping with the wolves will help us getting more information.
Yeah.
So, should we do that?
I'm for it.
All right, then let's head out, I guess, says Maxwell. You head out of the official quarters of Whitevane, out past the gates, out of the city, and into the shadowy mountains outside of the town of Whitevane. As I switch over the music here.
Fear!
Here we are in fear, and it's us.
Nice wood.
Not in a city anymore.
You head into the nearby forest, being careful where you step because of the rocky, hilly terrain, meaning one step you're probably going to fall at least 10 feet if you're not careful. And slowly make your way through the fog and the brush and the dead trees.
Wait, where did you say we were again?
You're in natural terrain.
Ha ha ha! You secrets of nature.
Mm-hmm.
We're not traveling slowly. We're gonna get through this easily.
You're not traveling slowly. Kalale, at long last, you feel right at home, just making your way through the woods, leading your companions along with you, being very careful not to fall off various ridges and ledges and whatnot.
Alright, follow me. I know a shortcut.
Okay.
It was just this way. Moss, right, Valthiv?
Sorry, say again?
Remember the moss over here?
Yeah.
On the very first episode. Callbacks, anyways.
Yes, however, I'm dumb.
Yeah. However, you have to keep in mind, Valthiv is a dumb lad.
It's alright. Just follow me.
Alright.
Sure thing, that I can do.
Awesome. Kaleo, since you're leading the way, make a survival check.
Survival.
Nice.
Alright.
You're very easily able to find your way back to the winding mountain pass where you first ran into Paratha and the rest of the wolves. And looking around near said pass, you can see a couple of muddy paw prints and movement in the bushes. It looks like they're setting up for another ambush on whoever starts coming up the pass next.
Kaleo kneels down to Minerva's height and just whispers to her, "Now, just a fair warning, they're a little bit brash, but as long as you listen to what they say, they won't cause you any harm." Okay?
Are you sure?
You spoke with them once before. It'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
It'll be fine, don't worry about it.
Alright, I'll try.
Alright. And, let's see, should we... Okay, out of character, should we just follow the path, or what should
Follow
we...
the yellow brick road.
I guess just take this cautiously.
Alright. Outside of a couple of bushes and trees, like on the cliff walls, there do not appear to be many places to hide, so if you're going to go slowly and cautiously, that's stealth with disadvantage.
Oh, bollocks. Okay.
Valthiv is not a stealthy lad.
He's not.
Disadvantage. Oh shit, I'm gonna go +2.
I don't think I'm gonna have... Wait a minute. Why the fuck did I take this item?
What?
What?
Oh. Could I... Is the disadvantage?
Like the huge nerd
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, I'd say the boots of elvenkind muffle your steps enough so that they'd have to rely on sight to see you rather than the tunk of your feet on stone.
Cool.
Right then. Well, never mind.
Oh, no.
I saw.
I might as well.
Minerva, you are not prepared for the rocky stairs and slip and fall down them. Tunk, 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 tunk!
Ow!
It's okay. I got you.
Are you alright, Minerva?
No.
You're doing good.
I hurt my knee.
Oh no.
I'll be okay.
And as you slowly start to recover from the knee pain, Minerva, you hear behind you the sound of heavy, padded feet atop the mountain path as I take you over to that particular map. Whee!
Here we go.
Also just loudly groans like, ah.
Then there's these assholes.
Shit.
In hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have snuck.
Yeah.
In hindsight, maybe you should not have snuck. They were hiding.
Wow.
The
Of course they were hiding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You
That's funny.
also were not here, were you?
Mm-hmm.
Paratha, the rapper.
Yeah. Minerva, this side is new to you. There are 4 gigantic black-furred wolves atop the the stairway where you just came from. One of them with a gigantic sword in its mouth.
Hi, Paratha.
Yeah, Kalale kneels.
Maxwell
Yes,
hurriedly
blankly.
kneels. Minerva, you hear the wolf with the sword in its mouth start to talk. Oh, you brought me a little appetizer. Awfully kind of you.
No,
not this one.
Necessarily.
Okay, then where is your food? Is it the stringy guy with the one eye? Because he does not look like he has a lot of meat on the bone. Squeaks Maxwell.
I mean, you've been horseshoed already, so...
Does Minerva have anything? Or did we... Actually, did we still have anything on us? Or...
What do you mean, anything?
So can't you create food?
Oh, well, if you want food, I can make you some.
Somehow the wolf quirks an eyebrow.
I mean, it won't taste good by itself, but I can make it be a bit decenter.
Well, go on, kid. I'm all a quiver.
I will cast grapefruit water.
All right.
Can we just rest? How have all your slots been expended? Oh,
It's because I don't have them registered.
I see.
Because Warlock spells lots of weird like that.
I see.
So,
Yeah.
I actually have a sound effect for create food and water.
Oh my god.
Really?
Do
Yeah.
it.
Players, if your volume isn't turned down, you might want to turn it down a little bit. It's in the gear tab, master volume, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have sound effects, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We have sound effects. I have them for Fallen Empires, and I have them for here.
We are in a fun stream. Tell your friends.
You,
That is an amazing sound effect for create food and water.
Love it.
you conjure up a pile of very bland-looking food and water with apparently the sound of mooing cows and clucking chickens as it goes.
Why not?
That just lands in this big ol' heap on the staircase, and the wolves just stare, slack-jawed. The one with the sword in its mouth has the sword clank, clank, clank to the ground, then rests a paw on it to make it stop.
Oh, well, if you want to eat it like this, then that's okay.
But maybe we can make it taste a little better instead.
Paratha just walks over anyway, scarfs up some of the food, shakes her head a whole lot, just swallows it down. And this is just like a regular thing you can do.
Yeah, I can only really do it like at least twice a day, but pretty much.
Some of the wolves dart off and then come back holding a jacket in their mouths, which they drape over Paratha as she slowly starts to get onto her back two paws and transform back into her humanoid form, draping the jacket around so that you do not see her naughty bits. Yeah, she cracks her neck, looks down and gives a big, sharp-toothed smile. I like you. Can we keep you?
It's the girl. First of all, it's the girl.
It's the girl.
I mean, you can't really keep me, but maybe I'll come back and make you some more food sometime?
Kid, you just, waved your arms around and you gave us a day's hunt in seconds. You better come back.
Okay.
You just ruined the natural order.
Hooray!
You messed with the natural order.
You messed with the natural order!
It's the end of the world! The apocalypse is nigh! But you can turn into a human?
It's more like I can turn into a wolf.
Oh. I have never heard or seen of that.
Kid, you do not get outside much.
Nature is fascinating, isn't it?
No, but we're working on it.
Fair enough. She turns around and barks, literally barks at the other wolves who start scooping up the food and drinks of water and carrying it off down the slopes, bounding as they do so.
I love this.
So you lot headed out of town or what?
Well, we're actually looking for you.
Really? She says, putting one hand behind her head and striking a sexy pose.
Oh, don't do that to me!
She wiggles her eyebrows at you as she does so. And why, pray tell, is that?
Lost for words at this point.
Does Valthiv need to roll a wisdom saving throw? What's going on here? Is he being charmed?
Well, it's not a magical effect, I can tell you that.
I try and jump up and kind of click in his face to snap him back.
Oh, can I help you, Minerva?
She asked you a question.
Yes.
And?
You know, much as I do enjoy striking this pose, I think it's killer on my back, so...
Khalil starts counting the number of seconds that Valthiv is zoning out.
No, don't do that.
Well, no!
Hey, if you're counting now, you mind if I take a little break right here? She drops to the ground and starts doing push-ups.
Oh no! Oh no! Class!
We wanted to talk to you about things.
Yeah?
Not that kind of thing.
She switches to one-handed.
25.
That's impressive.
Thanks.
So... Shit, I'm actually, blanking on why we're here.
Yes.
Okay, so... wait, I think I got it. So...
Really could use the one drive.
I hear tell that
47.
you've encountered some deliveries that go into the city?
Oh yeah, those things. She stands up. See, a lot of food gets imported, cause if you're around here, mostly your choices of meat are lynx, bear, boar, whatever you find and kill that's in town. You want anything else, you gotta go down this road, pick it up, and go back up this road into the city. And you know, sometimes I'm hungry for fish. Is that so wrong?
No, not at all. Fish is great.
Yeah, see? Thank you. Someone here sees reason.
It's okay, I guess.
She likes fish.
Yeah, we were just curious about that, really.
Alright. Cool. Seems like a odd thing to be curious about enough to go leave town for, but whatever.
Out of character, I'm actually, like, really planning on...
No, like, I am as well. Fuck!
Oh, fuck. Okay, because I don't want this scene to stall at staring at this very muscular woman doing push-ups.
I mean, is that so wrong?
I mean, it's not so wrong, but on the other hand, the other person who was talking about the wolves was Wolf the Weaver, who said he needed a sample of werewolf fur.
Oh, I thought it was that, but I can't think of a tactful word to ask. Oh wait, hang on, this is Minerva, she'd be blunt.
So... Basically, I was wondering if, we could have a little bit of your fur?
She stops mid-push-up, looks up at Minerva. I'm sorry, what?
I mean, you know, very cold, and, this robe's not very thick, not gonna lie, and,
Okay, because I was gonna say, you're a little young to be into that.
Into what?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
But, the point being is, I thought maybe the werewolf fur would be, like, you know, really warm, so I just wanted to try a little bit of it.
Make a persuasion roll.
Persuasion.
Not bad. She stares at you, cracks another big, toothy smile. You know what? I like you. And it's not just for the whole you can create food and water with your hands thing. Actually, it's mostly for that, but you're also really cute.
Oh.
But, on the other hand, I don't know, just enough werewolf fur to make you warm, that would leave me a little naked. Unless you wanted to see me naked, in which case, you know, I'm not judging.
Sweating.
Naked.
See, there you go, kid, there you go. Tell you what, I might be amenable to parting with just a little bit of it, if you indulge me in a little bit of fun.
Oh?
She, pushes herself up. It's a little bit of a trek, you don't have anywhere else to be today, right?
Not that I can think of.
Awesome. Follow me
We
then.
kind of go where we go.
She starts to head off, but then stops, turns around to look at Minerva. Hey kid, get a lot of piggyback rides?
Not for a while, no.
You want one?
Kaleo looks almost hurt.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Is that an I of yes or I of no?
Oh, I said okay.
Okay, you cut out on my end then.
Sorry.
All right, she says, grabbing you around the waist with one arm, hoisting you up onto her shoulders, and then running off. Eventually she goes with her arms spread wide, flapping, I'm a dragon! Roar! Roar!
She's perfect.
I love her.
He is precious.
All right. You follow Paratha around the cliff sides, around the town of Whitevane. and eventually start going up this long and winding slope before you get to a large plateau that looks to have a circular dome carved downwards, so, like, it's not
Alex,
popping
that wasn't
out.
long or winding.
Your mom's not long or winding. Anyway!
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you come to basically this dug-out circle in the middle of a cliff plateau.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. As Paratha sets Minerva down, steps into the middle of it, cracks her neck, cracks her knuckles, draws her greatsword. So, the boys here and I get into scraps all the time, but none of them can really do much to me, since, I kick everyone's ass. And the wolves all look down in shame. So, so here's the deal. You draw blood on me, or you knock me out of this arena, I get you a little bit of my fur. Sound good?
Ooh.
Okay. I mean, is that okay with you guys?
I mean, are you sure you're okay with that?
I've dealt with way bigger things than you guys before. You'll be fine.
Well, okay. I guess so.
Alright, both of you run right up, ready for a brawl. And it's time to roll initiative.
So we're all allowed to do this.
You are all allowed to do this because Paratha welcomes all challengers.
Oh,
Excellent.
beautiful.
No.
Oh.
Alright. I don't need to whisper to GM, we know she's a werewolf, so there we go. Alright. Maxwell, I think, is gonna stay out of this one for now, unless you call for help.
Like the wussy is.
Hey.
Yeah. Lean, on the other hand, I would need to roll for. Alright.
Get on med support.
And initiative for Lean is that. So, let us... Come on. Come on, roll 20. Set him in descending order. There we go. Lean plays the background music.
There you go.
Minerva.
Wait, you're not gonna join us?
I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit flustered right now, you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, join the fucking club.
Oh, Minerva.
Draw blood.
Oh! It just runs in and does primal savagery.
Oh!
Alright. That is a hit. She is not expecting this little kid to take a bite out of her ankle.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Alright. You sink your teeth into Paratha, and she snarls as it happens, pulls away, notices traces of acid left on the wound, looks at Minerva. The fuck? Technically, she is not bloodied. Bloodied is half health, and she has not reached that yet, so just landing a hit
Yeah.
does not do anything.
That's fair.
Well, I don't have extra attack, so that's it.
Okay. Kaleo.
Right. Okay. So let me just make sure. Okay. So, ah, shit! I didn't give a name to this spell. Oh.
Oh, hell.
Oh well. So I guess I'll just. Yeah. Oh well. I guess I'll just trigger. I'll mark Paratha as Kaleo's favorite foe by calling upon his hunter's mark, which I'll have renamed eventually.
Target locked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to hit you in particular.
And he will move to a more advantageous position so he doesn't hit anyone else by accident. And he will lock and load at Paratha. Fire.
Okay, that's a hit.
Alright, and let's go.
All right,
Oh, well.
you pull back an arrow, let it fire directly at Paratha. It hits her and tink bounces right off.
You know what? That's fair. I'm gonna use the rest of my... Oh wait, I used a bonus action. Never mind. I'm just gonna stay where I am.
All right. It is now Paratha's turn. She is going to twirl her greatsword and spin around. Make one attack on Minerva and one on Valthiv.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
That is for Minerva. This is for Valthiv. I think that hits too.
Yeah.
So 9 is for Minerva, 17 is for Valthiv.
Sounds about right.
As she moves around, you notice the sheer size of that great sword and think, wait, that's a great sword. Those are meant to be used with 2 hands. She's using 1 to swing this thing. What the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
That's hot.
How is that hot? It hurts.
All right.
Yeah.
Valthiv.
Alright. Well, it's time to boogie. It's not time to boogie.
You swing your warhammer with all your might at Paratha, who holds out her other hand and grips it.
Hot.
So hot. You guys are doing great! Minerva.
I
Thanks.
just hear just like from the side, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you.
This again. Fuck!
That just barely hits. Her AC is 14.
Oh shit, okay.
Wait a second.
What?
Yeah, it's 14.
Well, 6 acid.
6 acid. Yeah,
Just like bite her on the wrist.
in werewolf form, her AC is different. That's why I had to double check, but she's in humanoid form. You bite her on the wrist. She kind of shakes you around as you do so. And is going to use 2 legendary actions to enter a frenzy and spin around, hitting both of you with the greatsword again.
Of course.
Minerva and Valthiv. I think that's a miss for Valthiv, though.
That's a miss for me!
9 damage.
9 damage.
Can I hellish rebuke that?
You can.
Because that's a thing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Level 4, this is gonna be nasty.
So, 27 total. Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. That's that much HP she has left. I would like. She looks at you as, in response to being hit with a greatsword, you call for. Oh wait, dexterity save to do that first.
What am I gonna
Oh.
Yeah, I'll keep it like that. I'll say she does not use legendary resistance because she wasn't expecting that. So she just looks over as after she slashes you, you unleash this hellfire from within yourself to strike her for quite a bit of damage. She looks, blinks. I would like to repeat. What the fuck?
You said to draw blood.
Yeah, but like, we're gonna have words later.
Also, I forgot to add 1d6 to my hunter's mark, so I'm just gonna... Oh.
Okay.
I'll just apply that to my next attack.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
You know what? I just really want... I am gonna have no use for it, but I really want to use a spell, so fuck it. Khalil taps into his bullshit elven powers, and he decides that it is time that he's gotta... Oh, that he has to go fast.
He's got to go fast.
So now... so now he can move 10 feet faster.
For an hour.
Yeah, for an hour. So now he has 50 speed. So let's see. I'm gonna have him move to another position on the map. So let's see. What is this music, by the way?
Silver for monsters.
40, 45, 50. And I'll have him target Baratha yet again. Come on. There we go.
That's a hit.
Alright, so let's add. There we go. Plus an additional 6. So,
Does Hunter's Mark do any specific kind of damage?
let's find out.
It's probably piercing.
It's just an extra 1d6 damage whenever you hit it with a weapon attack.
Okay. Tink!
Oh, I see.
Fuck!
Once again, your arrow just bounces off Baratha.
Stop
Well-
shooting at her!
The whale raises an eyebrow. What's going on?
Did you silver these?
Oh, god damn it.
Because they don't smell like silver!
Okay, well, the player, Scott, may know what you're talking about. Kaleo, can Kaleo just roll to see what the fuck she's talking about?
Arcana check.
Alrighty.
Just sit up.
Arcana.
Arcana.
They don't smell like silver to you either as you sniff your arrows.
Oh.
I don't think so, no.
Alright.
Drugs.
She has now regained her legendary actions and is going to go back to town with Greatsword, this time focusing both of them on Minerva.
No, fucking.
Oh, what?
We can't have words if I'm fucking dead. 14, and that one misses.
That one actually misses. You duck out of the way of a massive sword heading directly for your head. Valthiv!
Alright. It's time to boogie part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That's a hit.
Nice.
You slam your warhammer directly into Baratha's pecs, and it bounces off with a tink!
I see where you're going with that. Time to boogie. Eyes on me.
Part 3.
Alright, you still have a bonus action.
What do I have for bonus actions?
The biggest thing for a cleric is spiritual weapon.
Which would help you, I get the feeling.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright. You summon an enchanted warhammer emblazoned with the lightning bolt symbol of Cord, and it hits Baratha from behind. So that is a hit. Roll for damage.
I love it. It's beautiful art.
I
love spiritual weapon because I can just draw the dumbest
Just
shit
draw
to
whatever the fuck
represent
you
it.
want, yeah.
This is beautiful.
Wait, stop. Hammer time.
Stop.
You take 1 pun damage, Scott.
That's fair.
Alright. The hammer bonks Baratha on the head. She turns around to look at it, looks back at the actual hammer in your hand, looks back, looks back, looks back, looks back. Oh, okay, it's a different hammer. I got it. You know, that's so hot, says Linus.
Oh, for God's sake. I'll just bite her again.
That's a hit.
Oh my god.
Alright. Once more, you sink your teeth into Baratha, and as she shakes you off, blood leaks from the wound. Huh. Well, on the one hand, not bad, but on the other, and I need to reiterate this a third time because it's very important to me. What the fuck?
I just lick my lips.
Whoa!
Oh, what? They're covered in blood.
Yep. You're right about that.
What the fuck was that?
Excuse me?
Huh?
There was a loud flapping noise of some kind.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My verb got really close to the mic.
Paratha flapped her wing, or non-existent wings, and flew out of the field.
She's like, bye!
Alright. Paratha twirls her great sword, plants it in the ground. Well, deal is a deal. If, she says, sitting down on the pile of rocks, you tell me where the hell you got that power.
That's a good point, actually. How do you know magic like that, Minerva?
Some of it was given to me, the rest I was kind of taught.
Paratha slowly nods. Okay, so we got a halfling, we got a scrawny dude with one eye. Maxwell squeaks again. Yeah. We got the elf, we got the lizard, and then we got the tiny child who can summon fire and bite people enough to pierce the flesh of a werewolf. She leans back. What the hell brings you people to Whitevane?
A lot of bullshit, actually.
I got time.
Hi, are you... Well, one of the things, are you aware of the Thieves Guild operations in White?
Vaguely. Like, you gotta understand, it's not exactly like I can go into town.
True. But, I don't know, maybe they have an operation outside the city walls as well.
I mean, probably, like, I notice a whole lot of people sneaking towards Whitevane Cemetery at night, digging up bodies and taking them to who knows where. Mostly because we tried doing that, seeing if there were any fresh ones, but they always get the fresh ones, and the ones that aren't fresh, oh, they stink like shit.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm sure
right.
that's not pleasant.
It's really not.
So yeah, we're investigating those guys, and then I just like look around, just like, there's some culting going on.
She raises an eyebrow.
Of the,
Do you want the long version or the condensed version? Kaleo says as he starts climbing up a tree just for relaxation.
I mean, I got time, and you guys said you didn't have anywhere to be today, so...
Mm-hmm.
Kaleo, you asked, so where did you want to start with the long version?
Shit, I wasn't there for the first session.
I can just say that you spend the next several minutes to an hour, depending on how in detail that your characters want to get, recounting your previous adventures, starting all the way back in the town of Timberdale, and going all the way back to the confrontation in the Drow Temple, where you fought Zafira herself, and managed to deal enough damage to send her back to wherever her native plane was. Paratha slowly nods through all of it as you tell your story, and then catch up. Do you catch up with everything you've been doing since you headed to Whitevane, by the way?
That's on Kaleo.
I'm gonna say yes, and he puts extreme emphasis on the flaming octopus.
Alright.
Just because he can.
As you do so, a couple other werewolves come and go, some staying to listen to the story, others just kind of heading out to do their own thing. Paratha stays behind through all of that, and then, as you finish telling the story, she slowly raises her hand.
Yes?
Okay, so, Cannibal God Lady.
That's right.
Am I the only one who thinks she sounds kinda hot?
Why do people keep saying that?
Khalil
Well,
takes this at face
tell you
value
when
and
you're-
says to her, "But what about the octopus?"
Yeah,
About
right.
the octopus.
Yeah, the octopus. It was on fire. Big deal. And yeah, I know. Oh, she's so big. She's so scared she's gonna eat me. The eating part, yeah, that does sound bad. But she also sounds really hot.
She's not. She's got a load of teeth. It's disgusting.
I've got a lot of teeth. Am I disgusting?
I have a lot of teeth.
Well, no, yours is more, how's this more, loads of teeth in the really scary way? Yours is just, nice.
She flashes a big old shut tooth grin again.
Also, no one set you on fire.
Also, no one is... She stops mid-sentence, thinks back.
Yeah.
I could be forgetting, but yeah, as far as I know, no one tried to set me on fire.
I mean, I would think that would be something you would remember.
And anyways, no, she's not beautiful. Anyway,
Shouts from the trees. Oh, that's what she meant.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Did you not get that the first time? Do I need to be
No,
clear?
I didn't. Gosh, I don't know. I've never heard that phrase before.
you're an absolute idiot.
No, I'm Khalil.
You're
I like you people. You've got like 3 brain cells between you.
I think that's like at least too many brain cells, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Math was never my strong suit.
Math is not mine either.
Right, well, hot gods aside, if there is like a cult dedicated to her, cults usually suck big time. So, I guess me and the boys could also be on the lookout for cults. Because end of the world scenarios don't tend to include a lot of food for us, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. Especially in this world where everything, even if it is meat, will probably end up rotten.
Yeah. Right, well, I did make a promise to you, she says, hunkering down, shaking off her jacket, and transforming into a large wolf. She then raises one of her paws up to her mouth, rips out a chunk of werewolf fur, and spits it out in front of you.
Oh, thank you.
It is covered in slobber and really, really gross.
Nah, I pick it up.
Khalil's used to this. Your kindness is much appreciated, Paratha.
I wouldn't call it kindness, more like excitement that someone was actually able to try and beat the shit out of me for once.
You're the one who wanted us to, he says with a chuckle.
Yeah! Because no one's been able to for a while! I get bored, Khalil!
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, glad you thought so. Anyway, you should probably head back to town. There are things that are a lot meaner than me that come out at night.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
It's not.
Well, thank you very much.
All right. You all say your goodbyes to Paratha and head back through the gates into town.
That wasn't fun at all. I'm kind of sore.
That's alright, we'll get you all rested up, and then you'll feel all better.
Oh, good.
Fuck, I didn't put the second spell in my spell. Yeah. Oh, well.
Valthiv, what did you mean when you said that all the meat would be rotten?
Well, I mean, if we're going by at least what the Thieves Guild is doing, along with a giant cannibal god who basically has this giant cult surrounded by eating people, things tend to go a bit rotten.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it's all about waste not, want not, I would assume.
What do you mean?
Well, if the cannibal god is all about eating, and well, I doubt she would leave anything rotten. It just doesn't make sense.
I don't think she's too particular.
Oh, well, there's that as well. I don't know.
Well, it's not particularly a future I want to see and find out.
No. Well, that's why we have to stop her.
You're damn straight.
You gonna be okay?
I'm sorry, I'm just a bit sore. It's okay.
I might have something for that. If I can find time to put the name in, because I forgot to do that.
No, you don't have to. It's okay.
No, it's okay. I have bullshit elf powers. I mean, I have a little stash that I keep around just for purposes. Just for this. Here. And he out of his pocket he takes out some berries that he had. Here.
Good berry. Good berry.
Good
You give
berry.
me all 10 of them.
Yeah,
Oh, are you sure?
of course. I'm not gonna use them.
Oh, thank you.
Khalil just has a little smile.
I eat the berries.
You munch down on the berry, and immediately you feel this sense of fullness. The instant, like, your teeth break the berry skin and you taste the juices.
Feeling better?
A little. They're really nice.
Happy to help.
Okay, now let's head back.
Agreed.
Alright. You show your papers to the guard to ensure that you do not have any diseases and you're perfectly healthy, and you are let back into Whitefane.
What if we had like a cold or something? Would they let us in with that?
They would send you to the medical camps to make sure it's not anything more than that.
Okay.
It's just
Right.
a flesh wound.
I guess we better deliver this fur then.
Yep, well, now that we have it, we might as well deliver.
Gotta go deliver.
Alright.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go first.
You head back to the Arcane District, knock on and are let back into Wolf the Weaver's place, and are met with the sound of his continually barking dogs as he looks over at you. See you lot again. Did you manage to get Wolf fur?
We did!
Excellent. May I see it?
Of course, I hope you don't mind, it's a little bit sticky.
Sticky I can work with. Give it a little bit of a wash and all that. He grabs it, shakes it a little to try and get some of the saliva off. Mostly it falls onto his shirt. I've been dirtier. Yeah. Right. Well,
Take your word for it.
thank you lot so much. He snaps his fingers trying to remember. You were looking into the Thieves Guild, yeah?
Yes.
That's correct.
Well, you ask me. This place didn't have so many high society, high value targets, we wouldn't even have a Thieves Guild. If everyone else were like the people down in the slums, people would be spending more of their time doing charity work. But no, it's all being heard out. Blah, blah. Sorry, I get real angry and I stutter when I think about this sort of thing. Really, you ask me? It's all the fault of people who are trying to make it their business to control the economy that the Thieves Guild even got that far. People like the man in the general store or the guild master. What's her name? Fabienne, I think. All because of them that the Thieves Guild even operates with such efficiency.
Minerva just staring at him completely blank.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sorry, do you mean, are you saying, like, the big people, like, have high prices, which makes the poor people really mad? Is that what you mean?
Yes, something like that. There's enough scarcity in the world that people get desperate, and you don't get more desperate than Whitethane.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm still a bit new to the whole money concept.
That's alright, you're a kid, you'll learn.
Khalil almost feels insulted. Almost.
Well, doesn't it scare you? Like, well, yeah.
Sorry, say again?
I said, why would you want to stay here? Doesn't it scare you?
Of course it scares me. You think I have more of a chance going down the winding mountain road with a bunch of angry wolves?
I mean, if you talk to them, they might be okay.
Talk to them. That's a good one.
What if you use your dogs and wolves here to attack them?
They're not exactly ordinary wolves, kid. Weapons we have don't do anything to them.
Oh.
Used to have a whole lot, but then mines got poisoned, silver got cut off. Bit of a high commodity around here, and well, I did tell you about high commodities, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It is what it is. Until the day it inevitably isn't.
Well, I do appreciate your help regardless.
Right, of course. That's about all I know about the Thieves Guild. Can't say I would associate with any of their members, I'll tell you that much.
Why?
That's fair.
Out of character, did we ask him about the cults at all? Oh no.
Good golly gosh!
I don't think you did.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't think we did.
I don't think you asked anyone about the cannibal cults the last time you did investigation.
I won't trust anybody.
Well, the last time I did, everyone told me off!
Okay, just one more thing.
Man,
I don't suppose, and if you need us to go get more werewolf fur for this, we could try, but, I don't suppose you've heard of any, like, other shady groups, like cults around here?
Cults. If there are cults, I don't imagine they'd be all that much different than the Thieves Guild. And if that's the case, then the Guildmaster and the General Store would obviously have their fingers in some of that pie, because they just can't resist, now can they?
Oh. I mean, maybe? I didn't think of it like that. We'll be sure to ask.
Alright, good luck doing that. Can't imagine that asking about cults gets a lot of smiling faces around these parts.
No, I already know that. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Of course. And,
Thank you.
And you head outside, closing the door, leaving the muffled sound of barking dogs behind you.
So, the Guildmaster.
Yeah. Maxwell nods. Yeah, there's the Guildmaster. We could go back and tell the guard that we don't think they're after his son.
Well, the problem with that is that I went with that in disguise, so I can't exactly just go up and say, "Hey, your son's flying," can I?
Could you use the same disguise?
Well, yes, but I was still a child, so it would be a bit weird.
We're a bit weird as is.
Well, why don't you tell him, Maxwell?
I mean, it would make more sense, because I might, have reason to go into the Hall of Records, but, you mind going with me? I'm not good talk people.
I don't know. What if we, well, definitely not me, but what if we snuck a reassuring note in his pocket?
I suppose.
I mean, we could try.
Okay, you can do it.
I most certainly cannot. I am not very stealthy.
Maxwell, you have not done anything useful since being here.
That is not true. I saved you guys from Smiley Bob.
You got told off, Max.
Well, that was that, but that was just the one time, wasn't it?
You're mean, you know that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be mean, I was just telling the truth.
Ow, that hurts me. That hurts me so much.
I'm sorry, Mother and Father told me not to tell lies.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna do the thing. I'll do the thing. Fine.
Okay.
You got this, Maxwell.
Oh my god, he might actually got this!
Oh my god.
I can't believe Minerva's insults fueled him on.
Okay, I need to actually pull in the stat sheet for Voldemort the Guard real quick to make sure. So give me a second here. Somehow, Maxwell sneaks off reasonably well. You would wager the fact that he's so skinny and clad in dark clothing. Let's see here. And we'll see if he gets spotted by Voldemort the Guard. That's a +2 to perception.
Oh, bollocks. Are you?
Oh no.
You know, there's a rogue in the party. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, you didn't offer, did you?
Alright.
I was
Minerva
about to
didn't
type-
chew you out.
I was about to type that Khalil has been busy playing with a bar of soap.
So, several minutes pass. You spend a little bit of time, just hanging around, waiting for Maxwell to come back. And eventually you see movement down the street, you turn, and you see a couple of guards escorting a handcuffed Maxwell down the street.
Aw, Maxwell.
That didn't go well.
Why'd you get caught?
Do you go up to him and say, "Why'd you get caught?"
Yes.
The guards turn to you. Hey, wait a minute. Weren't you also one of the people who was at the forum being a real ass of themselves a couple days back?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I remember there was this halfling, looked a bit like you, points to Lean, but a lot bitchier. Lean looks away and holds her tongue. And an elf who looked like a little bit like you, and then some other, actual child, didn't talk a whole lot. And they were, I think, trying to break into some of the official buildings, guard offices and whatnot. Like I imagined this kid was doing, picking our pocket for the keys or something like that.
Nope.
You
must have
sure
been
you don't
someone
know
else.
anything about that?
Nope. Someone else.
Make a deception check.
Oh.
Yep. This can only lead to good things.
Okay, well, because it's a minor crime, I'm going to have the guy have disadvantage on insight.
It's still not gonna go well.
He's going to have to get a lot more over that, though, because I'm also accounting actual bonus to
Yeah.
the stat.
You'd have to get, a nat 1. Ooh.
They stare. Wait, that's advantage. The 12 is what we should be going with, but that is... I'm going to flip a coin, actually.
Really?
Tails, he fails.
Oh my god. How? How though?
He stares at Valthiv for an uncomfortable length of time.
Khalil just looks between Minerva, then looks to Valthiv, then looks to Minerva, then looks to Maxwell. Because he clearly has the time for it. And
Yep.
he's just like, so, are they going to say something, or...
Big shrug.
You know, I do not get paid enough for this, says the guard, and they continue taking Maxwell down the street.
Wait, no. You don't understand. Maxwell's not a thief. This is a bit embarrassing. You see, Maxwell doesn't steal, but he really admires the fact that the gods are protecting the city, so he was trying to slip in a note of appreciation.
Yeah, it's like reverse pickpocketing. Reverse McCockney being like, I'm not taking anything from you. It's more like I'm giving things to you. It's like charity, you know? Says Maxwell hurriedly as the guards stare at him.
That's not how I would have worded it, but yeah, that.
They once again stare at Maxwell and then stare at Minerva. I'm gonna have Maxwell make a persuasion check.
Khalil starts.
Maxwell.
Oh.
Maxwell, my fucking dude.
Maxwell.
Oh, Maxwell. Buddy.
They can see he is telling the truth.
Good.
The guards sigh. You are the dumbest fucking people I have ever seen in this town.
Aw, thank you.
They unlock Maxwell's handcuffs and shove him over onto the street. He trips over, lands face down. Right, well, if there's no actual crimes being committed, you can be on your way, they say, and walk off.
Okay, I promise I'll Kaleo.
Valthiv just kind of like sticks his tongue out after the guards, like, with their backs turned. Just, meh.
Maxwell, I'm sorry. I promise I will never get you to do something like that ever again.
Maxwell just remains silent, face down, on the street.
Oh no, I think they killed him.
I wish they did.
He's just drowning in his shame.
Kaleo says, completely straight-faced, while just messing around with his bar of soap, yeah, if only we had someone who was a little bit sneakier. It's a shame.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Can I just, like, slap Kaleo on the backside of his head?
I'm not gonna do it unwillingly.
Yep.
I'm not gonna resist.
I will
Do it.
cast prestidigitation and make another little smiley face for whenever Maxwell looks up.
Alright. Maxwell's not looking up.
What?
Maxwell,
No.
you've got to move your head eventually.
Maybe. He does not.
Can I try to drag him?
Oh, you can absolutely try to drag him. He is not very heavy. You easily drag him along the ground.
Oh, good.
That's just gonna hurt his other eye.
He's fine.
Kaleo reaches into his pocket for any more berries he might have, but he's out.
Oof.
Oof.
Well, now what do we do?
Well,
Maybe we should take him back to the lively moon.
To the what?
The lively moon.
yeah, I don't feel like dragging him everywhere.
No, he's going to get up and help us.
Why?
We do not leave a man behind.
Why?
Except for when we do.
I can't do anything.
It's not true.
Yeah, it is. Ask Minerva.
Oh.
No, it's... No, you...
Damn it, you roasted him good.
No, I'm sorry. I can do things. You can...
Out of character, you can dress yourself in the morning just fine.
Oh, okay.
You can do that, Well, even if you have a curse, you can use it for good things, like helping us.
You said that didn't count.
Well, I lied. It's not just that. You can, you make me feel less scared.
Maxwell slowly looks up.
That I have someone I can talk to.
Maxwell slowly pushes himself back up. Well, I guess I'm not totally useless.
And there have been a few times where we've gotten stumped, and we didn't know what to do, and you've given us some good insight. We probably wouldn't have gotten too far without you.
Thanks. Speaking of getting far, did you actually have any idea where we're supposed to be going now, or...?
That's a good question.
Well,
I honestly, out of character, suggested the Lively Moon because we're getting close to a break point.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, what time is it?
It's early evening, you'd guess.
Oh. I guess we could head back.
we can head back and at least plan our next move.
I
At
think
least-
it's worth getting an early rest. After the encounter with a couple of us are more than a little worn out.
Oh yeah, that's a point.
Yeah, I think rest would be okay. I don't think we have anything pressing to do today anyway.
I think the only pressing thing to do is to sleep.
Alright. Because I'm feeling pretty full after that berry, so I think we can skip dinner today.
Wait, what berry?
Speak for yourself. I hunger.
Alright. Valthiv hungers, but you all head back to the Lively Moon Tavern to rest, and we're gonna take our break.
Nice.
We'll see you all in a couple of minutes, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
And we're back to more fun investigation times with optional werewolf fun action in Cannibal Conspiracy 2. You all took an early rest and wake up in the Lively Moon Tavern. There is a note in Maxwell's room, plus whoever is staying with Maxwell can probably see it.
Mm-hmm.
If no one is, he's just gonna bring it down to the breakfast table.
Oh, I just assumed we all had different rooms.
Okay. I think the original arrangement was you're sharing rooms, but there's multiple. But in any case, you all head down to breakfast. So, I found a note in my room this morning.
Oh?
What
did
did
you
it
find?
say?
He unfolds the note and starts reading it. It says, "Thank you for your investigation. I've arranged a meeting with Gesene today in the temple district around lunchtime. She would know more about the Thieves Guild than I. P.S. You suck at slipping notes to people undetected." He crumples up the note and tosses it over his shoulder.
Oh.
Gosh, the handwriting, it just gets sloppy from there. I don't know.
Well, at least it's something.
Well, I know what we're doing around lunchtime.
I mean, that's a pretty solid... I thought it was a pretty solid lead. Is that now what we're doing around lunchtime?
I mean, it's a pretty solid lead.
I'm from the guard, right?
I
laughing at me.
I could only assume so.
Well, yes. More about it, then you have to follow it up. Khalil, just swallow before you say anything.
Mm-hmm. I was asking if that was from the guard.
Yeah,
Well,
and I was saying
is
I
it
would
signed?
only... I... Looks back over his shoulder. I don't know. And I'm not going to check.
Can I go get the note and uncrumple it?
You can get the note after some finagling and getting between some patrons and uncrumple it. Despite what Maxwell said, the handwriting is very neat and it's very easy to see that he's chewing out Maxwell for terrible attempts at slipping a note to him. And it is indeed unsigned.
That's bait, boys!
A trap?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that?
So, unsigned note, seemingly very nice handwriting, to a location, and with Granted, guards. How does he know what room you're in? And what other organization exists in this city that knows basically every single move that everybody does?
I mean, that's fair, but on the other hand, if he is high-ranking in the guard, he could probably just ask and say it's for security purposes. What room I'm in?
Also, it may have just been given to us by one of the staff members.
Well, regardless if it's some kind of setup, I guess we have the means to defend ourselves.
We sure do. So if we follow through with this, we definitely gotta be on our toes.
Yeah.
No harm in being cautious.
I'll keep my pockets covered.
I mean, at the very least, I know you guys will probably be okay.
Something wrong?
Maxwell, I've seen
Something wrong?
the thing that you've done, and
The one thing, yeah.
yes, and that one thing proves to me that you're capable.
Oh, okay, he says, nervously chuckling.
Oh.
Well, then,
All right.
Oh, hang on for a second. Oh. Okay, let's go.
let's go.
You head out of the tavern towards the temple district, killing a bit of time while you're there looking at the various temples, some of which are still active and running, others of which are just boarded shut. And eventually, you see a woman in silver robes with a little bit of a bronze and gold mixed trim walk up to a fountain, look around, and just kind of lean on a wall beside a fountain, just kind of hanging out and waiting.
I'm going to assume that's her.
Well, I don't see anyone else around here.
Hello?
You head over, the woman sees you, nods, smiles, gives a wave. Hello there. You're the ones Voldemort told me about?
I assume so.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Gessene. I run a sort of confessional around here in the Temple District. I deal with all sorts of people and their problems. For a modest fee, I even assist them in whatever tasks they need. And I am to understand you're looking for some information?
We were wondering about...
She slowly nods. Might I be so bold as to inquire why?
Well, a lot of trouble.
I can't argue with that.
We made a promise to the mayor to help.
She nods. She sighs. He's a very desperate man, instituting a death penalty for any crime of thievery, fighting against other desperate men.
Yes, I am very familiar with that struggle.
It didn't used to be this way, this violent, you know? The Thieves Guild used to not be so bold, not go after such grand targets. Certainly didn't used to try assassinations.
What were their methods then?
I might have misspoken a little. Pardon me for misrepresenting anything. That's not my intention. Usually, their methods were simple. Steal from the rich. Eventually, what they take would be invested back into the slums.
It's quite noble.
It is indeed. But ever since the mines dried up, the doors left, the economy stagnated. Guards started looking harder and harder for any thief activity, and anything pouring in would have been heavily scrutinized. Never stop the Thieves Guild, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Oh. So, why is Kristoff so harsh about it?
I can only assume he wants the problem stopped once and for all. Death, he thinks, is some kind of deterrent against going out and taking more than what he thinks is a fair share.
Yeah. Until, the Thieves Guild starts doing necromancy like they are.
She sighs and nods again. The leader didn't always used to be like this.
The leader?
I've talked to them a couple of times, always pre-arranged meeting spots, purely as a confessional. Never got a good look. Always in shadow, always under a heavy cloak, with a mask that disguised their voice. Somewhat similar to the Harvester Mage uptown, now that I think about it. I digress. The leader believed very strongly in helping everyone in Whitevane. Not just those who had, but those who were most in need. I think somewhere deep down they still do.
It isn't the Harvester Mage, is it?
No, I think I would recognize the Harvester Mage by the fireballs she throws around whenever she doesn't get her way.
Well, do you know their name?
They didn't share that with me. She looks up. I do know someone who might know where the Thieves Guild is.
Ooh.
Before I tell you that, might I ask of you one favor?
Well, of course.
Whatever's happened to the Thieves Guild, I'm afraid for them. I'm afraid for their soul. I'm afraid they're going down a dark path from which there's no return. So if you are going down there, and if you find the Thieves Guild leader, I want you to try. I want you to try and save their soul.
I mean, it's what it takes to survive, I suppose, so we can certainly try.
She looks over to Valthiv.
I don't know if I could save souls, but I'll do my damnedest.
And then she looks over to Kalale.
It's something we've done before, isn't it? I'm sure we could manage it again.
Have we?
Isn't it? Out of character, isn't it?
I don't know.
What would you call our last?
I didn't watch all of it.
Well, that seems like a you problem.
Can't believe you talk Saphira out of eating you.
I can't believe you managed to convince Saphira to abandon her evil ways.
Well, I guess we can all go home now. Bye, guys.
Right.
Lane says, I'm really good at talking to people. I'm pretty sure I can convince someone to stop being a thief.
You've never convinced me.
Yeah, well, you're really bad at listening.
Hey.
And Maxwell, I don't know if I can, but I know I can at least try.
Be a bit more optimistic.
I can definitely at least try.
Thumbs up.
Nice.
Yesene nods. Thank you. We'll need to head out of town for this. I know trails that the wolves do not often watch over, but I would advise you stay close and stay quiet regardless.
I mean, I'll do my best to stay quiet. It hasn't worked for me yet.
You you all follow Gesene out of the gates of White Vein and down the mountain trails, splitting off and heading through some dense woods. Kalale, because you're used to the woods, you can guide people fairly fast, and with Gesene's directions, you can find where she's pointing to, eventually getting to another winding mountain road that looks to be unfinished, like basic dirt and gravel has been placed down, but not much else, and it cuts off before it connects with any other road. And you begin your ascent up a mountain. Before we go up there, I should probably tell you about my contact. Her name is Tasasha, and she knows a great many things, a great many secrets, but I'm not sure who she only tells them to, but I consider myself lucky she says anything to me, because she seems to focus only on those she deems pure of heart and pure of purpose.
Okay.
Other than that, it may be a little frightening up there, especially if you say the wrong things, but I can assure you that if you mean Tasasha no harm, she will not cause you any.
Okay, so just say the right things and we'll be okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try.
Visible worry on both of his face because he never says the right thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm great at saying the right thing, says Lean. He'll be fine.
We all just sweat nervously.
You get to a point where the mountain road is directly next to the cliffside with a sheer drop on the other side. Sidle up along the side and eventually get to a plateau with grass overgrowing a set of stone stairs that leads up to a stone-carved temple with several cracks and crumbles in the foundation and a couple of candles burning with ghostly light inside.
Whoa.
Neat.
Oh, this is a little bit ominous.
Yes, She does like it here. It tends to weed out any who don't have the fortitude to make the journey, either up here or inside.
And how can she tell?
Well, if you don't have the fortitude, you would not have come this way.
What's fortitude?
Strength of character, young one.
Oh, but I'm not very strong.
It's of character. Even though you might not have the muscles of your lizardfolk friend, I'm sure that inside you have a strong heart.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, let us hope you are sure very, very soon. She will pick up on that.
Okay.
So can we go in?
You can, in fact, go in.
Okay, let's go in.
Time.
It's time.
It's time.
Are you coming, Maxwell?
Yeah, he says. He says, stepping into the temple to go and meet this mysterious Tasasha that Gesene the Thief Priest keeps talking about.
So where is she?
Alright, you look around, the candles flicker, and they eventually all start pointing upwards as I switch the music.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
The music just isn't playing at all.
It's very
playing
quiet.
on the stream.
It's playing on the stream, and I have it set to very quiet so that it does not overpower you guys. Yeah. Like, louder music like Silver for Monsters you can hear. This one I have set to be hush hush spooky. Alright. You look up, and from a cranny in the ceiling, this gigantic green-scaled snake comes slithering down, aligning itself with the wall and slowly, deliberately moving before it hits the floor, looks up, goes up the stairs onto the raised dais in front of you, and curls up. Now that you've got a better look at it in the flickering ghostly light, you can see two major things. One, this is a very, very big snake, like at least 15 feet in length, and pretty wide in width when it comes to her various coils. And secondly, she has the face of a human.
Oh, hello, friend.
Okay.
What a face.
Have I ever seen anything like this before?
Make a religion check.
Religion?
Religion.
Sure. Why not?
It's a snake! It's your friend!
I just
Hello, friend.
Minerva just starts chewing her thumb.
Whale bows.
Okay, why not?
The giant snake looks over at everyone, flicks its tongue. Minerva, for whatever reason, you've heard what this is. This is a naga.
A naga, okay.
And the snake looks down at you, flickers her tongue in the air, and speaks. You seek Tasaja. For what purpose? Speak, and speak only truths.
We come asking for information on the Thieves Guild?
She leans down to Minerva, flicks her tongue in the air in front of you. A child in the darkness seeks those in the darkness. You reek, young one.
Well, that's not... I mean, for a friend, that's not very nice. I mean, it's true, we haven't...
She whips around to face you, Kalale, flicks her tongue in the air.
Aww.
Naivety. Pure, unbridled naivety. Yes, compassion, but unwisely used, forest child.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you're kind of freaky, so anyway, we're looking for... She whips around, leans over Valthiv to lean. You reek of libido.
That is a sentence. Oh, I'm gonna put that.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I was not expecting that! Oh gosh.
And then finally, she turns, sniffs Valthiv, flicks the air with her tongue. Chaos follows you. Have you thought about your actions beyond doing them even once in your life?
Nah.
She leans upward. Children of the dark, come to the dark to seek the dark, and thus you come to Tasaja. What makes you believe you are worthy?
I don't know.
It depends on what we're being worthy for.
Long ago, many came to pay me, if not tribute, then respect. Now, so few climb the mountain. So few have noble intent in their hearts. So few are heroes.
I mean, we could make you some food as well if you would like.
I am beyond food, child. I have existed long before you, and I will exist long after. Food is a comfort that I have grown beyond.
So, you'll only help us if we're heroes?
There is no one else worth helping.
I mean, I don't really see myself as a hero, but I'm trying to help people.
And the rest of you, do you see yourselves as heroes?
Oh, I mean, the thought never really crossed my mind.
No.
I mean, I guess I saved my...
Kyle, you helped take down a cannibal god.
I mean, that was just one time.
That's
though.
pretty damn heroic.
I guess... Wasn't that... I guess. I don't know. Is there something tall to climb up?
There's Tasasha.
Don't
Something less lively? What's the next best thing?
There's an altar behind her.
Oh, fucking hell.
Excuse me 1 second.
Oh no.
Kaleo, out of fear, just goes to climb up the altar.
Right. Tasasha's gaze follows you as you go. You will get down, boy.
Okay.
Pitiful. All of you so pitiful.
That's one of the nicer things that I've been called.
Have you really no intent of heroism, then?
We want to solve the thing with the Thieves Guild, but we want to stop the shadow that blots out the sun.
She hisses angrily. Saphira. Her stink makes the air nauseous here.
So that's what that smell is.
I thought you called it libido.
That is the
That's really-
halfling.
Lean, do you want some soap?
Kaleo, there's no amount of soap that can fix this.
Okay.
You.
We've taken her out once before. We really want to do it again.
Well, then you would not mind providing proof of your good intent.
Proof?
What kind of proof do you want?
Bring me back shadow stuff
from the Tower of the Harvester Mage.
Oh.
What is shadow stuff?
The basic building blocks of the Shadowfell.
Why would she have them?
Because that is her lair.
Oh.
But
And you wanted us to get it from where again?
The Tower of the Harvester Mage.
we've already tried to get in there.
There's no windows and then there's no doors?
There are entries hidden to the eyes of mortal men.
So how can we see it then?
Maxwell looks down, coughs. I think I might know.
You do? Well, what is it?
You guys are... He swallows. You guys are just gonna have to trust me. That I think I can see. I think I can figure out a way to see if there's a door inside.
Oh. Are you sure?
He sighs. Might as well do something else useful.
I mean, if you're sure.
That's the spirit, Maxwell.
Thanks.
I'll get you your shadow stuff.
Good. Now be gone. I tire of your stench.
Okay, goodbye.
That's also not the first time I've heard that. But
So
thank you.
Runs out.
Khalil turns around, but first he takes a slight turn around. Is like, so can I climb you?
You will never see the light of day again.
Okay, goodbye.
And you head out of the mountainside temple. Guess he nods at you as you exit. So, did it go well?
She said we reeked.
She nods. Yeah,
I mean,
that
I
sounds
know
like
I
her.
do.
That sounds like her.
He called my friend a libido, whatever that is.
So quick question. Since you take confessionals, we're not in one right now, and you're, not required to share this, right? Says Lean to Gesine. I plead the fifth.
The fifth of what?
We could talk about this later. Let's... Why don't we head back into town?
Why do grown-ups always say that? Okay.
Alright. You once more sneak along the cliffside trails and the shadowy forests, and sneak back into Whitevane. Well, not sneak back into Whitevane, but sneak back to Whitevane without a meeting with the werewolves. Show your cards, and get back into the city proper.
What time is it?
It's around the middle of the afternoon, you'd guess.
Let's go to the fucking tower.
Alright.
Alright, lads. We ready?
No.
You head over to the tower in the middle of the Arcane District. It sits ominously against the sky. No windows, no doors, just a solid thing of stone. Maxwell
Ooh.
looks over at it, sighs, looks to you. You guys do trust me, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Have we had any reason not to?
Every time you say that, it makes me hesitant.
Sorry. It's just, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but I do know that I think I'll be able to see a door inside.
It's worth a try.
Do what you gotta do, Maxwell.
with you.
Maxwell nods, reaches over to... that's a more appropriate soundtrack, don't mind me. Reaches over to his eye patch, pulls it up and switches it to the other eye. His empty socket starts glowing red, and he doubles over, gasping for air.
Who knows the Sharingan?
Maxwell is going to need to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright. His stat sheet is... up here.
Wait a minute, what was his modifier again when he did the... Oh,
Wow.
well, okay then.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. He retches, but eventually looks back up, looks at the tower, runs over to one side. Oh my god, Alexa, shut up! Runs over to one side of the tower, points to it. There's a door, there.
Where?
The third brick, fourth row, press it.
Oh,
Right.
You press your hand up to it, and your hand sort of phases through where the brick is, resting around what seems like a doorknob.
Oh my gosh. You guys are seeing this, right?
yes.
Maxwell nods vigorously, takes in some sharp breaths.
What happens now?
Open the
Open the door, please, let's get in.
Oh, okay. Khalil opens the door.
You open the door, and you and everyone else in the party vanish in the mist and find yourselves on the other side of a stone wall in a fairly empty-looking base of a tower. There are like some dust clouds and spiderwebs hanging about, a couple bits of broken furniture, and some runes written in Infernal on one of the walls. Maxwell hurriedly switches the eye patch back to his regular eye.
What does it say?
They appear to be a magic incantation.
Oh. Well, it makes sense if she's a mage.
And what
Great
did you
job,
say
Maxwell.
was in-
How you doing?
That went okay, I think.
Are you okay?
He takes some deep breaths. You know? Yeah, actually. Yeah. I think I'm doing alright.
You're gonna be okay.
Excellent.
Make sure you drink something.
He reaches into his pockets. Maybe next time you have a chance, I'll go get some water, maybe.
Here, I hand him one of my water skins.
Maxwell starts chugging it. Nods and thanks.
You said that the space was empty, right? Oh, shit. You said the space was empty, right?
Yes. You're on the other side of a bunch of, on the other side of the doorless, windowless tower, and it is an empty space, spider webs, dust, broken furniture, incantation on the wall.
Can I read it out loud?
You read it out loud, and as you do so, the world around you seems to shift. There is no real, light in the chamber, but you feel as if light is dimming regardless into this world of blackness. And as it does, fog and mist swirl all around, forming staircases, forming actual furniture, forming portraits on the wall. And despite all of this, you feel no joy, no warmth in the air. You feel as if you're in this dark plane of pure shadow and grief.
Oh, hi. Hello.
I wanted to put this art up here up front first, because otherwise you guys would be right in front of the tower.
Fucking Anne! Jesus!
Wow.
Damn.
That's That exists.
Yep.
That exists.
That exists.
That
Let's
exists.
go.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry, I didn't actually mean for that to happen.
It's okay. Just be. Let's be a bit more cautious next time, okay?
Okay.
The incantation on the wall is still there, but it is now reversed.
Okay.
Maxwell nods, looks around. Well, those stairs definitely were not there. In the last wherever we were. Do we want to go up?
Well, there's no other way.
Where else are we gonna go?
Almost as if on cue, the ground below you rumbles and this hole opens at the bottom of the staircase, forming with more stairs leading downward further into darkness.
Oh.
Cool. Our options are stairs or stairs.
Well, if we're looking for this shadow stuff, whatever it's called, then maybe going down will be better, because it's really dark down there.
Yeah.
Wait, repeat what you said. I'm sorry.
I said, shadowy stuff is in dark place, so we go down.
Thank
But
you,
you-
sassy Minerva.
Also, to rebuttal sassy Minerva, don't you need light to create shadow?
Well, that's true, but one of us could make lights, I guess.
We have torches, right?
Far as I know, I don't.
You don't have torches?
Uh,
Should, maybe. Let me look.
I mean, I can
Torches
see.
seem like...
that's a note for me.
Yeah. Huh. I don't think I have any.
I've got quite a few because I don't need them.
Kaleo strikes one of his torches and hands it to
To who?
Valthiv.
Alright. Lean conjures up some dancing lights. The lights are already dim, but you feel as if the shadowy atmosphere of this place is snuffing them out even further. They're barely illuminating a foot in front of each of the lights. The torch is illuminating maybe 5 feet in front of you.
Is this magical darkness?
This is absolutely magical darkness. It's the
It's
Shadowfell.
what you're saying is-
Advanced darkness.
So I was just about to say, so what you're saying is this isn't your average everyday darkness.
However, Minerva, you have Devil's Sight as an invocation,
yeah,
don't
I was
you?
gonna say.
Minerva, you're seeing everything fine.
As can Kaleo. God, I really wish I had prepared detect bullshit powers. Sorry, detect magic.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Should we go down or up?
Which way do the stairs lead? Or is it just a winding staircase?
It's a winding staircase around the tower.
How far up do the stairs seem to go if we go up?
Pretty far. Like, at least 30 feet winding up before they get to the next floor, and then there are more floors after that.
Ooh.
Nowhere to go but up, I suppose.
Or down.
I will-
Down's an option.
Down.
Can I have Kaleo just sort of sneak around the corner of each end just to see if there's anything on either side?
Sure. Make a perception check. Also stealth check.
Come on, Scott, you're good at these. Typically.
Hey.
Okay.
And, come on, please don't get a hat trick. Please don't get 3 nat ones in a row.
Well, don't say that.
Take it. I'll take it.
Alright. Peering as far as you can into the darkness that leads below, you see a lot of bones down there. Some scattered, others in piles, and there appears to be a crypt of some kind, or at least several wooden boxes around body size, one of which has the lid a bit ajar.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah. Up the stairs in that first chamber, looks like corridors split off a lot from the stairway landing. There are a couple of rooms that just look set up like normal old rooms, like a study, a couple of spare bookshelves just hanging about. You can't tell much without going to that floor proper.
Khalil's mind immediately went to the skeletons, and he just says to the other guys, I think there were people here before us.
You think?
Uh-huh.
What makes me say that? I can't see.
He kind of just falls to the ground and cocks his head as if, skeleton.
Maxwell squints to see what you're doing, Khalil, since he's only got torchlight to go by. There are people playing Twister?
Are you okay, Khalil? Are you having a seizure?
I don't know what that is, but no. There are... bones.
Okay.
We have encountered many of those.
Yeah, well, there are more. There are a lot more.
Has someone been eaten?
I don't know. It could have been natural causes. It could have been from anything else. I don't know.
Why would she have this in a basement?
Well,
maybe in that case we should go up first to see what... She might have some information about what's down there.
I'm hoping she's not in here. Because if she finds us in here, that's probably not going to be the greatest.
We're not... Well, not all... So... I don't know.
Kyle, you're stealthy. Can you go up the first flight of stairs and see if anyone's in there?
Out of character. Wait, I'm stealthy?
What?
At least stealthier than I am.
I guess I could. Do I have to make a separate roll, or...?
I'll say enough time's passed to make another perception roll.
Okay. Wow.
Stealth I'll keep, as the 23 perception is the only thing that's going to change.
Okay. Oh, I'm making another perception.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wow, everything just shifted.
Well, how about that? Just we're gonna take our stats and flip them turnwise. Okay. You hear something as you head up the stairs and listen at the first flight. Sounds like a lot of gnashing teeth from some kind of small creature. Multiple kinds of small creature, actually. You just hear... It almost sounds vaguely like crying, along with the gnashing.
Is something in pain?
It just sounds like...
That was toward the party.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maxwell starts to listen. I don't like that.
No. It doesn't sound good, but we gotta go somewhere. And I don't want to get trapped down with the bones, personally.
I could try getting a closer look.
Well, would it be worth the risk?
Either way's a risk.
That's a point.
You know what? Khalil's, I'm blanking out on the term, I know what it is. God, it's the stuff like when you have a rush.
Adrenaline?
Thank you. Wow, how did I forget that? Khalil's adrenaline is sinking in, and he realized he's got to go fast. So it's like he's gonna take the risk.
Cool.
Excellent.
I'll just go in and get out, I guess.
All right. I put you all in a random marching order because these are very narrow corridors. You can adjust.
I want to do this. It's really dark.
It real dark in here.
Okay.
Let me try to drag you over to where the tokens are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So
They are
same
coming
stealth.
from the north, by the way, the noises.
Same stealth, though, right?
Same stealth.
Good luck.
Oh.
Khalil, you catch a glimpse of two-legged, no-armed creatures in what appears to be a macabre schoolroom with various desks, papers, and books being set up all around. They are gnashing on some of these books, throwing them all around in their multiple rows of teeth each, looking up with blank, black eyes, and, like, as they gnash, they almost seem like they are weeping. And their passive perception is not enough to see you.
What are those things?
Do you want to check to see if you know them?
Are they natural? No, those things are not fucking natural. They would have
100%
no
they're
fucking-
not.
He has no fucking idea what these things are. Why would I even attempt to make a roll? Yeah, maybe he's heard stories of them. I don't fucking know. Sure. What do I need to roll?
Arcana.
Of course.
You have not heard stories of these.
Yeah, I figured.
What are you seeing?
What in the gods?
Use your words.
Gnashing teeth, small little guys, like schoolroom. I had that. They're getting close.
They just seem to be randomly scattering around the room, continuing to gnaw on things.
Okay.
Should we just ignore them?
I kind of lower my voice a little bit, like, they don't see you, right?
I don't think so.
Well,
I'm actually debating on whether or not to get closer. I don't know.
is there a way around?
There are plenty of other corridors in this place.
I think it would be in our best interest to walk away and try another route.
Probably.
Okay, then let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Stop making that noise.
Okay. Sorry.
So now where do we go?
Valthiv, you head into a large, expansive room. This appears to be some sort of study. There are various research notes scattered around the place, along with a large bookshelf with multi-colored book spines just scattered here and there on the far wall and on the wall to your left, along with a couple of very nice padded chairs to sit down and read a book on a pretty nice-looking table.
What do you see?
I don't know, some books.
Anything good?
See if you can find anything in the basement.
Can I rummage through the books to see if there's anything fun to know about?
Sure, make an investigation roll.
Oh god! This can only lead to good things.
Well,
One book in particular catches your eye. It has a solid gold book binding on it.
Nice.
it's the limited edition of the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Khalil, are you also going to be in the study, or are you hanging out outside?
Sure, I suppose.
Come in.
the last time I came into a giant dungeon in this series, I pulled the beating card.
Oh.
I'm gonna pocket
That was the
book.
first card that I ever pulled.
All right. You grab the book, pull it off the shelf, and you hear a shimmering noise behind you.
Oh no!
Don't like that.
There is no sound effect for this, but I'll just put a random detect magic sound. Why not?
It's fucking alarm.
It is not an alarm. Actually, no, I lied. The second part of it is an alarm as something rings out through the tower. This low-pitched drone. But perhaps more pressing to you is this shimmering, pale wall that has appeared in the doorway.
Huh?
You son of a bitch, Valthiv!
They're shiny!
Put it back.
Fine, I'll put it back. I'm not gonna read it anyway.
You put the book back, and you hear a voice echo, "What's the password?"
Password? Password?
Silence.
Did it work?
It did not work. There is a...
no.
Actually, I mean, it doesn't look like there's a wall there.
I'm not touching that!
The password is,
If you say password, I swear to fuck.
I already said password.
Oh, I thought you were asking.
Is the password Harvester Mage?
Silence.
Nope. Okay.
Is the password get us the fuck out of here? Also silence.
Is the password leave me the fuck alone?
Also silence.
I'm
I
going to take a stab in the dark. Is it Zafira?
Silence.
Maybe
Oh,
try
thank
that
God.
again without stuttering.
Is it written on the wall somewhere? Can we cheat?
Maxwell looks around. Maybe it's hidden. He reaches for his eye patch again.
Okay.
He switches the eye patch to the other side. His eye starts glowing red again, and he doubles over once more. Oh my god, he made the save again.
Fuck.
Yay, Maxwell!
He looks around the room, looks at the doorway, stares intently. Timberdale! You see a wall disappear from the doorway.
Timid? What?
Timberdale.
Oh! Sorry,
What?
that was out of character. Timberdale was the name of the place we were in the first campaign.
What?
He switches the eye patch back over his other eye. Did I do all right?
Yes!
Yes.
Incredible. Wait, hang on.
Now this does me a big concern on why it's Timberdale.
Yeah, that doesn't add up.
What's Timidale?
We'll tell you later.
Stop
Gotta get-
saying that.
Okay.
Lean
Timberdale
clears their throat. You guys were here when we were telling Paratha all about what we were doing with Zafira, right?
I zoned out a bit.
Okay, well that's dumb as hell, cause Timberdale was where this shit started.
Oh. Why would the password be that?
That's what we're unsure about.
Well, let's just get out of here at least.
Yeah.
You step through the doorway with no problems.
Okay,
Should we go? Oh, should we go around the stairs, or what do you want to do?
Oh.
There's a path down here.
There's a path.
More stuff over here.
Yeah, there's a path leading north from Valthiv and south from Minerva.
Oh.
Maybe there's more stuff around.
Well, do you want to check around here?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Chloe's gonna continue on down the path.
Down we go! Oh, now I see what you were looking at. Damn!
It's alright, no worries.
Sorry. Oh, there's a little storage room
Quit stepping on me.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, the corridor's not that big.
Who were you talking to? Anyways.
Let's go.
You pass by a storage room and look into another large chamber. This one appears to be decorated as a reception area. There are a couple of chairs and light reading material scattered around, but otherwise it doesn't look particularly inviting is the right word. It looks like no one's used this area to receive visitors for a long time. There is also a corridor leading further south from where Minerva is, or continuing east through the reception area.
What about it doesn't look inviting?
There are spider webs, dust, some of the chairs are upturned.
Well, spiderwebs Khalil's used to.
I think we should cover all traces. Maybe we should go down first.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, let's just be careful. Very quiet.
Oh god, not another one. So many rooms.
There are a lot of rooms in this giant tower, yes. Alright.
Let's also not forget why we're here.
Yeah, we're trying to find some shadow stuff wherever that is, says Maxwell, as you step into a large and open research area from the looks of things. There are a couple of tables spread out with beakers spread on them, and a couple of notes written in a mishmash of different languages, so you would guess no one could just easily copy them down.
Mm-hmm.
That's clever.
Are there any that we can read and see what was trying to be researched?
Let me double check what the Harvester Mage's languages are. Because that'll tell you exactly what all languages you'd have to know.
Okay.
Abyssal and Infernal are the ones that are aside from common.
I do know Infernal.
I know the opposite of Abyssal.
Maxwell knows Abyssal.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Way to go, Maxwell!
Maxwell!
MVP.
Yeah. Come on,
Maxwell, you son of a bitch!
Combining your abilities.
I'm pretty useless.
Combining your translating abilities, it looks like what was primarily researched here was, in fact, shadow stuff. More specifically, how to use it to build the entirety of this tower in the Shadowfell.
This entire tower? Oh wait, well, first of all, do you relay this?
Yes.
Maxwell would, yes.
This entire tower is made of the stuff?
So we could just take whatever and then say it's shadow stuff because it technically is?
I
I
don't
think
think that's
she'll
how
be-
that works.
I think she'd be able to smell if it was shadow stuff or not.
She did seem to have a good
the whole
sense of
tower
smell.
is shadow stuff.
Mm-hmm. But maybe she would have some spare?
Maybe it's in one of these crates.
Well, make sure you don't set off another trap or something.
Of course. I rolled to check the traps.
Absolutely, make a perception check.
Got it.
I'm gonna look up here.
You can detect a couple of arcane runes written very faintly on the lids of some of these boxes.
Or I'm assuming they're written in one of those two languages.
They are written in Abyssal. Maxwell looks over at them.
Oh.
Oh no!
He shrugs.
Someone help him.
Could just be a label.
I could try to help, but also,
Do you know Abyssal?
nope.
Are any of them written in Infernal?
Nope.
Fuck. What about if I know Sylvan, which is practically the opposite?
How
thought-
is that gonna...
I thought Celestial was the opposite.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, look, I thought you were saying Celestial.
What about Thieves' Cant? That's practically a shadowy language in itself.
I swear to fuck, Scott.
That's draconic.
I'm messing with you.
Bigger dragon language.
Alright.
Minerva, in the room you're looking into, it looks like 2 spare research desks with chairs that are pulled out, as if someone was sitting in them.
Oh. Check to see if it was recent.
Take a trepid step in.
I'm not standing on that skull, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
Crunch.
You lean inside, look in at the pulled out chairs. Make a survival check to see if they were pulled out recently.
Oh, what check, sorry?
Survival.
Survival. Okay.
Yeah.
I can make a check.
Do it.
Okay. Survival.
Beautiful.
While it doesn't look like the chairs have moved recently, while there are spider webs and dust and floating bits of shadow just in general around the place, there are absolutely none on the chairs.
Floating bits of shadow, though. Part of me wants to yoink, but I probably shouldn't.
Yoink.
You know, take, yoink.
Anyone got an
I've got a pub we could carry it in.
Would that work?
Would it?
I don't know.
Anyone have a different idea for, like, what to carry it in?
Well, I've never seen shadowy stuff. I don't know how one would carry it.
What is the general texture of it?
It doesn't appear to have a texture. It's just there, despite light where it should just knock the shadow away. It's just there.
I wanna touch it.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Oh, great.
Fucking hell. I swear to Christ, if I roll it.
Don't jinx yourself.
Oh!
Good.
Okay. That is enough to actually grab hold of it, as it just, like, you touch it and you feel this intense cold go through your hand. Like, not necessarily temperature-wise, just, like, any warmth that you had there is just vanished as soon as you touch the shadowy stuff.
Khalil gasps and looks at him with this shit-eating, like this dumb smile. I got it.
Well, that's good, but we need to put it in something at least.
I don't know.
We could try the pot.
Okay, but I don't know if the lid's gonna be secure enough to keep it in there.
We'll find out.
Consequently, I have a belt pouch we could try to put it in.
Oh, that's right.
Does it have any holes in it? Does it have any holes in it? Because it might slip out.
It shouldn't.
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright.
Stuff it in.
You stuff the shadowy substance into Valthiv's belt pouch.
We did it.
Jesus Christ.
Regressed into like a fucking 5-year-old.
Alright.
To be fair, this entire party, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, for
Hooray!
sake.
Hooray!
Hooray! And for Maxwell... Oh my god! I need to double check. I need to double check the Harvester Mage's DC, though, because technically this is her trap.
Are you... Fucking hell.
Let's see.
Do I think John? Hang on.
So all of you failed.
Dexterity checks.
Oh.
Oh, fucking course we did.
Yeah, unfortunately, her proficiency plus her stats plus all that is higher than all of those saving throws.
May I ask out of sheer curiosity, now that we've already failed, what it is?
Yes. You feel yourselves floating into the air, up towards the ceiling, and find yourselves just kind of hanging there, pressed against the ceiling by a field of reversed gravity, as another low hum rings out.
Uh-oh.
We don't got it.
You think?
Alright. You then hear the sound of clack clack footsteps from somewhere in the tower.
Oh.
Not to worry, guys. Not to worry. There's got to be another password, says Maxwell, taking off the eye patch once again.
I don't think a password's gonna apply here!
I'll say he has disadvantage because he's panicking and in a hurry. He doubles over once again, kind of retching once again, but the retching stops, followed by chuckling in a voice that's not his own.
Oh.
I was wondering why he wanted to look at so many things.
He tilts his head over, the empty eye socket glowing blood red.
Well, well, well. It's been a long time. But now I can look upon you with my own eyes.
Do we need the soap?
No.
And that's where we're gonna end our session.
No. No.
Tune in next time where we try to see how our heroes get out of this one. Bye-bye!
Bye.